Welcome back to Rune Factory. Once again, we'll be fighting the controller every step of the way. I didn't want to jinx at the end of the last video and to mention how the controller had suddenly started behaving for most of the video, because I didn't want to jinx it. But this time, once again, controller does not wish to work. Oh, well. Anyway, I just had a D&D game that I thought was going to be a one-shot. Turns out it's apparently going to be a regular weekly event. So every, Tuesday I'm going to have to be up at 11 a.m. to play in a D&D campaign where I play as two characters. Playing as a Griffin and a Nixie simultaneously, apparently. The party has already come to rather enjoy the Griffin's antics of eating explosive rats. Yes, the two parties, there's like the same group of players, but everyone is playing two characters because they were forming into like two separate parties, whatever. The two parties were sent in to deal with a rat problem in a wizard's basement. So, Griffin runs into the dark basement and decides, oh, I'm going to... It's like, oh, well, I am a Griffin. These are rats. I'm just gonna eat them. And the first two rats that she decided to eat, turns out they were explosive rats that are supposed to explode when they die. But since she ate them, she didn't even get a fort save to prevent the damage. And between the two explosions, she took a total of 3 points of damage. Yes, only 3 points of damage. The entire party of, 8 or so characters took a grand total of, I think, only 8 damage in that session, 7 of which was taken by the Griffin, who, fortunately, had enough health that that was a non-issue. So, not that bad. Alright, looks like today I'm gonna get some eggs as well. Okay. And, yeah. At one point we had to start dealing with a rat swarm, but none of us had, AoE attacks. Except my Griffin happened to be fighting... Well, technically one character did, but I didn't know that at the time. That chicken down there is just vibing. Just vibing. So, was it? Yeah. Fortunately, my Griffin was fighting against a rat that had a breath weapon attack. Yes. And so I decided, okay, just, grab the rat in your mouth. Griffin, not human, remember. So grab it in its beak, point it outwards, and try to make the rat use its breath weapon on the rat swarm. Rolled enough Intimidate to be able to intimidate the rat into firing on the group of rats. So, that was fun. It's like, one input out of 30 seems to start working. I don't care enough to make the controller actually work for this game. Now, playing with Spike Survivors, that game, it's very crucial that whatever you use to control inputs actually works and functions and is constantly working and functioning. This game, I don't care enough. So yeah, whatever. Yeah, speaking of my control input not working properly, during the latter half of the campaign, my internet decided to go out about a dozen times. It just, no, you don't get to talk to anyone anymore. Okay, now you get to talk to people. Oh, no, it's out again. And it's like, gee willikers. I wish I could, you know, hear what the DM is trying to tell me. Because, like, when my computer says it doesn't have internet, sometimes what that means is, you actually still have internet, I'm just lying to you. And sometimes when my computer says it does have internet, what that means is, you don't have internet, I'm just lying to you. So, like, you know, sometimes the computer will just decide that it wants to lie to me. And I just have to accept that. You know what? Screw it. I'm going to plan a trip down to Staples, see about getting my tablet fixed, because the screen has been having an issue for a while. Maybe see about potentially getting a new keyboard, I don't know. Yeah. See about getting the tablet fixed, because I'm potentially going to actually go on a visit to, visit with family again. Visit with grandparents and who I haven't seen since before my surgery. I was going to meet them shortly afterwards, because I had a layover in, Calgary for, like, I think it was like 4-hour layover or something, like a few hours of layover. And what's going to happen is they were going to come in, we are going to have lunch together, blah, blah, blah. And it was determined a few days before when that event would happen that it shouldn't happen after all, because I was still in recovery from, you know, surgery. And my grandmother's been getting mean. I think it's the most adequate way to explain it. She'll, like, snide talk, like, everyone, and it's just kind of unnecessarily rude. Like, so, like, my mom came, down with me for moral support when I had my surgery. My mom came down with me for moral support when I had my surgery. Oh, Alicia. But she left to go back home about a week before I did, because I was just in recovery. I was fine. I'd already gone out of the hospital. So, yeah. And she had met up with her mom and sister at the Calgary airport. But apparently during the whole time that they were at, you know, the airport having their meal together, my grandmother apparently, again, I heard this secondhand, I wasn't there for it, obviously, but apparently she could not stop talking about, like, my aunt's bad choices in life or some stuff like that. I don't know.
Morning.
And, like, my aunt was, like, right there. But yeah. Yeah. From what it sounds like, the boomer mentality has started taking over my grandmother, so that's unfortunate, but like, what am I going to do about it, right? And I haven't gone since my surgery because I've had to do my regular upkeeps for it, and the only times when I could have gone down to visit would be like, hey, you can come for like a month. Like, I don't want to be there for a month. Again. I was there for a month like 3 years ago. It was not so great because, like, God. Yeah, my grandmother is the sort who will, like, complain to people that they never, like, visit her, they never contact her, blah, blah, blah. But then when people do visit her, she doesn't do anything with them. Like, I was there, I was like, hey, Grandma, it's like, why don't we do something together? Like, we can play crib. My grandma likes crib. Play crazy marbles. I'm not sure if she likes crazy marbles. Like, why don't we, like, you know, do stuff? It's like, oh, hey, why don't we talk to, like, aunt and grandfather and, you know, play some canasta together? Like, I think, yeah, we all like canasta. It's like, we played it a few times. But it's like, yeah, for basically the bulk of the day, my grandma is just sitting there, TV blaring, so it's hard to just, you know, hang out up there, on her tablet. I think just playing Words with Friends or looking at the news or whatever. She just has, like, the news blaring. And she just looking at her tablet all day. Like, gosh, kids these days, am I right? I just be up there hanging out with her, you know, on my own tablet, watching videos with headphones on, or whatever, and we're playing games or something. It's like,
Good morning. Good morning.
and whatever. So, and then as soon as, like, we leave, it's like, oh, we should have done so much stuff together. It's like, yeah, we should have done. But yeah, now the family has apparently been in talks about getting me a plane ticket to come down and visit the family, and tried saying, it's like, hey, I'd be fine with the bus ticket, because plane ticket to go, yeah, down there and back up would be, what, several $100s? Like, I think just to go down to Calgary would be like, what, $500 or something? I think that might be too high, though.
Morning. Good morning.
Whatever. Was a bus ticket down and back would probably be... Okay, I take bus to and whatever. Bus might be only about $150, $200, whatever. Definitely cheaper. Oh, hi. So, but it's like a plane ride, like the plane trip wouldn't take very long at all, but having to be at the airport 2 hours early, the trip, like having to get someone to bring me to the airport, just driving to the airport, actually, that would take a while, be there at least 2 hours early, make sure that the bags I pack are, like, within weight limits, and go on the plane, have the, you know, all of that, and, like, if I go on bus, I only have, like, a carry-on regular bag, but it's like, I could bring nail clippers in my carry-on if I take the bus, like, you know? They don't check the carry-on the bus. I can bring, say, a bottle of water if I go on the bus. That's something I would actually want to bring. Whereas if I go to the, if I go on a plane, I'd have to bring like an empty bottle and fill it up at the airport, or else just buy like a $7 bottle of water there. And it's like, and yeah, the statement given was that it would be faster to take the plane as opposed to the bus, and I'd be able to spend more time with the family. But it's like, I mean, bus would be, yeah, whatever, a difference of, I think 10 hours, I think it would be all in all for, you know, both of the trips. And it's like, do you really, like, that's basically like $100 an hour. At least $50 an hour. It's like, time spent with me is not worth $50 an hour. I've spent time with me. I am not worth that much. But oh yeah, it looks like for the next foreseeable future, I'll have to be up in the morning on Tuesday mornings, which is a bit annoying. Yeah, Tuesday is basically my me day. So it spends all of her day at work, and then after work she has to stream until about midnight or so, and then she goes to bed. Tuesday is the day where I just do stuff on my own, and what I want to do is finish recording this, set it to upload, hope my internet lasts well enough for this to upload, and I'm going to do some VR, hopefully until the headset dies, plug it in, and then either sleep or play some Commander. By the way, spoilers day today. New Magic spoilers are coming out. A goblin pirate on the island. I sure hope these are the goblin pirates. Whatever, I'm getting you some easy XP. Yeah, I'm level like 5. What was I talking about? Right. So now I just need like a nice time to go and visit. This just did like around Thanksgiving time. And it's like, you know what? That'd be nice. Go visit the family around Thanksgiving. Spend like maybe a week there. With all that's been happening with the family, I wouldn't imagine there'd be like a big, huge family Thanksgiving like what we used to have. Oh gosh, yeah. Holidays spent with the family used to be, just crazy. Yeah, I used to have 2 Christmases before my parents divorced. So I spent it with like my dad's family and also with my mom's family. Wait, are these not goblin pirates, strictly speaking? Oh, I kept dying here. I can just like reset. Are you flippin' kidding me? Like the last goblin I could possibly take on, and I get the quality cloth here. It's like, oh shoot, you're about to reset? We don't want that to happen. Here you go. It's like, what? He's planning on making something. Maybe like a mess. Oh wait, isn't it Monday? Yeah, it's Monday, which means that the, that's gonna be closed. So, well, I already did all of my run around talking to people. Can't exactly do any of my grinding. Could potentially buy stuff, but don't have anything I would care to buy. Could eat a bunch of medicinal herbs and do some grinding with that, but don't care to. Don't care to do battle strategies or work again, so I guess at the late hour of almost 2 p.m. Time to sleep, I guess. Whatevs. So yeah, whatever. So of course, since I'll be going, you know, out and away from my little recording studio again. Also, I have to double check, because I thought that I had ordered like a wired headset with like a microphone. I'm not actually completely certain if I have or not. I might have only just looked at buying them and never actually bought one. I did buy fittings for my VR though, so I won't have to use my glasses to use VR. Which, yeah, that would be a big relief. Yeah. Yeah, I want to get like a proper wired headset with it, because so far I'm just using a Bluetooth headset and audio desync, and I don't have a microphone, so if I try to do, say, recordings or multiplayer games, that doesn't work. I will say it is kind of impressive that such a relatively small device can, like, yeah, sure, whatever, can go online. So can a phone. But it's not just in so much as it can go online, but it can connect with other people in real time in a 3D environment. I mean, so can a phone, honestly. So, like, whatever. Just feels kind of neat to, like, essentially walk into a game store and be able to, like, play card games with people. Yeah, I've so far played one card game against an actual, like, person in that game, and I beat them. So far my win record is 100%. I wonder if VR chat itself has any card games in its library repertoire. So, yeah. I don't know, what else is there to think about? Whatever. So, once again, I'll have to do a bunch of recording, do a bunch of, uploading, figure out all of everything that'll have to be uploaded, figure out where I'm leaving, get enough stuff recorded. But if I'm leaving in, what, November? Wait, is it October or November? I think it's November is Thanksgiving. I'll figure that out. Even for just a week, plan out for that, plus an extra few days, just in case. I also have to find a good, proper, semi-daily game to play, but yeah. What is it that I wanted from Staples I had mentioned earlier? Right. Proper PC gaming controller. Wired or wireless? I think I'd prefer wired. Doesn't matter too much, but I think I prefer a wired controller. So, proper PC gaming controller. Cool. Headset with microphone. If I'm buying at the store. Pardon me. Woof. What is with that? All of a sudden? If I'm buying at the store, that means I can also, like, check it out, make sure it fits and works properly and all that. And see about getting my tablet fixed, so see if I can go on a nice trip to Staples at some point. Just, yeah. Text, like, my mother, just like, hey, you plan on a trip to Staples at any point soon? I'd really like to go down there. Because, yeah, if I'm going to be, away from my regular tech and stuff for a week, I'm going to want to... Yeah, I'm going to want to, like, have my tablet so I can at least do, some computer stuff. Don't think I'll necessarily do any recording while I'm down. Yeah, get all my recording done ahead of time. Don't necessarily have to record anything while I'm down there. But, like, say, watching videos and such. Could also bring the Switch and that setup, get that all plugged in. What else do I need to do? Right. Water these strawberries. 12 feed, 251. Brush all of the animals. Sorry. Oh my gosh, it walked over and it started drinking some water. It's so cute. Okay, everyone, line up against the wall. Prepare to get brushed. Prepare to get brushed. Okay, you're free to go. Why can't you behave like... Why can't you behave like the floor 1 chickens? Basement 1 chickens. Alright, sun blank right there. Yeah, technically speaking, I do have an old external capture card. That's what I used to use to record my games back many years ago. If you ever see any of those videos, I'm sorry. Just a 1. That's fair. Okay then. Well, okay. Yeah, what else is it? But yeah, I don't think I'm gonna, but so, whatever. Just get some stuff to bring along, because I also have to remember to bring along stuff to keep myself entertained for the solid week while I'm there, so, you know what, like, screw it, bring the VR. I know, if I bring VR, I'm gonna have to share, because, yeah. Was it my aunt's? Was it? Yeah. How much of my family history do I have to give away? Let's just say it's my cousin. Yeah. My cousin, well, one of my cousins will probably be coming over to hang out and stuff, and I think I've heard that he has his own VR. I'm not 100% sure. Because I think my brother got a VR because our cousin has one, and so my brother wanted one. Although my brother didn't want a VR because I have one, even though he's used my VR on more than one occasion. So, like, whatever about all that, I guess. Yeah, and then I also have to figure out what I'm doing with little cinnamon. My little cinnamon bites. Because I don't think that my grandparents want cinnamon back at their place again. Yeah, not to say that he specifically peed on stuff while he was there, but he has a bit of like a musk. And it's like, I don't know if it's usual for cats or if it's an uncommon thing or if it's just him. But like, if someone decides to say lie down on a shirt for like an hour, when he gets up, the shirt will smell like him. I would say that it smells like cinnamon, but no, if only it smells so good. It's like, yeah, he didn't pee on it, but just him being around makes the place smell like him. Although, seemed to get along well with my grandmother's dog. So that's not the worst. Is that a fifth? A sixth? What else? Shoot, what else was it? So yeah, I need to find someone to look after Cinnamon. Maybe I can ask Chandra to do it and like to come over here and whatever, or to stay here or whatever. Officially to come on a daily basis to check on the cat and check on the mail. We might as well ask,
Morning.
You want to see it? Make sure to show it to me sometime, just not right now. Huh. If I'm running up towards the sign and then I hit, like, the sign button, it, like, skips a frame of movement or something. You can kind of see it right, like there. It kind of just jumps forward a bit. I'm running up to the sign but have not yet hit it.
Morning. Sim salabim. Sim 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 salabim.
Oh, it's only 100? Nobody likes you. It says... Like, well, that's unfortunate. Maybe she's just trying to hide her true feelings because reasons. So that's what's on my mind lately. I'm in 3 D&D games. One I'm running that might just be running straight into the ground. Good for you. Yeah. I'm running my own D&D campaign that might be running right into the ground because it's hard to really get a hold of everyone. I don't even know who all is interested in that, so I might as well just go in and try, except someone's going to be busy on what would be this week's session, and I don't want to do a proper session 1 without having everyone around, so it might just be like a yet another session 0 and try to, you know, encourage people to come in and, like, have characters and all that stuff. Okay, just imagine the complaints now. It's like, but I need a backstory for my character and you didn't use it at all. It's like, if you don't send me your backstory, I can't use it. I can't incorporate it in the story. I want to have session 0 to, like, let everyone know how the campaign is going to start. because it's not just a typical you saw in a tavern. It's not like big surprising thing, but essentially all of the player characters know each other, or at least are aware of each other before the campaign starts. They're all just getting into town alongside a horse. How they all know each other and what's the story with the horse are open to interpretation. To be determined by the party. Maybe the party has a horse and they're like traveling along and they're just coming into the town. Maybe they are already in the town and had a mission to go and retrieve the horse. That's the one I want the party to go with, by the way. I can look at magic spoilers while I do all this fishing. No new spoilers during the time of... Okay, whatever. So far, one colorless card has been leaked and one colorless card has been spoiled. The card that was leaked, 3 mana artifact, pay 1, tap it to tap target creature. This ability costs 1 less during your turn. Pay 3 and sacrifice it, draw a card for each tapped creature target opponent controls. So I mean, the ceiling is indefinitely high, because you could potentially draw, you know, hundreds of cards that way. Not very likely to happen, but like, whatever. It could be like 6 mana draw, like, you know, 6 or 7 or 20 or whatever. It could also be 6 mana draw 0, which, I mean, why would you do it for that? More likely 6 mana and you might draw like 2 or 3. I mean, if you want to do stuff to either, you know, have a tap outlet, could be useful. But then, card got spoiled, or maybe it was actually only just leaked, today. Agatha's Soul Cauldron. 2 mana legendary artifact. You may spend mana or mana of any color to activate abilities of creatures you control. Okay, from the point of view of my deck, that sounds pointless because it's a colorless deck. Creatures you control with +1/+1 counters on them have all activated abilities of all creature cards exiled with Agatha's Soul Cauldron. Okay, well, I don't put plus counters on my creatures. I don't know if I have really any way to do that anymore. But what does it mean by all creature cards exiled with Soul Cauldron? You can tap it to exile target card from a graveyard. When a creature card is exiled this way, put a plus counter on target creature you control. So I don't even have to try to put a counter on the thing. Like, I just put out the cauldron, tap it, exile someone the same. Mana Dork, put a plus... Now, I will point out, my commander, Liberator, as his Balthopter, does get plus counters by itself, so there is that much. But, like, say, tap, exile a creature card, put another plus counter on my commander, make it even bigger, and I have done Liberator beatdown before. But then it would also have activate abilities of stuff. And there are a few useful activate abilities of stuff. If I could, you know, get a nice useful creature in a graveyard, exile it. Like, even just from my own deck, Metalworker, tap, reveal any number of cards from your hand, gain 2 mana for each artifact card reveal this way. Like, Metalworker, giant card in my deck. So I could potentially get Metalworker out early, let it die, or even get countered, have my commander out, wait a rotation with my commander, so it does not have summoning sickness anymore. And then just go, cool, Agatha's Soul Cauldron, tap it, exile that Metalworker.
Good afternoon.
Peppers. Wait a second. Okay, I thought it was like every time he talked it was going to be a different vegetable. No, earlier it was tomatoes and now it's just peppers. Okay. What do I have going on? Right. Nothing. Alright, so yeah. Have the Metalworker in my graveyard, commander out, does not have summoning sickness, usually does not get, you know, removed. And then just Agatha's Soul Cauldron. Tap, exile the Metalworker, put another plus counter on my commander, tap my commander, reveal a bunch of cards in my hand. They would either have to counterspell the Soul Cauldron, which in that case it's counterspell bait and cool, whatever. It's a cheap card. If a 2-mana card works as counterspell bait, fine. They'd have to, or exile the Metalworker from my graveyard, which barely ever happens. I rarely ever see other people being able to do exile speed, instant speed, graveyard exile in CDH. I have seen it a few times. I've used it, but that doesn't count for other people's decks. I have seen someone play a Tomod script once. So, you know, not likely going to happen. Or destroy my, you know, remove my commander in response, which, yeah, that could totally happen. Absolutely. But as long as the Soul Cauldron is still out, all I have to do is get my commander back out, give it another plus counter, and then it's right back to having Metalworker abilities again, because remember, I can just put the counter, you know, put a counter back on it again. Exile another creature, put a counter on a creature. But also, I suppose, there is also a... Shoot, was it? I'm blanking on the name. Does some artifact creature have my deck with the ability of pay 2 untap target artifact creature? That's also part of a combo piece, specifically with Metalworker. Also, strictly speaking, that is also a combo with Karn the Great Creator. Have an artifact that taps for at least 3 out, that's been out since my most recent turn began. Have Karn turn that into a creature, and then tap it for 3, pay 2 to untap, tap it for 3, go infinite. You know how I do. And once again, go fishing for the rest of this year episode. So yeah, whatever. So I think I'll proxy a copy of that card to put into my CDH deck, because I have, what, 3 creatures with activated abilities in my deck that I might want to be able to copy and, like, re-get from my graveyard, whatever. The 2 I mentioned, plus is a 5-mana thing that's like, tap, sack 3 artifacts, search for an artifact and put it in play. Which, really useful, and be really good with pseudo haste. But I asked, like, okay, well, what creatures with activated abilities do people usually play in CDH? Like, what if I want to take someone else's abilities? And there are a few. It's like mana outlet, mana dork, sack outlets. There is an Agila in Sisei decks specifically, because Agila and Agila decks wouldn't expect this to work for that. So yeah, not a whole heap and lots, but right, so whatever. Maybe some more things will be found. Oh gosh, this is so slow, huh? Oh, what? Already going up by like, what, 3 levels? Didn't I start the day at like 27? High 27, but still. Was that technically yesterday? This episode, at least. Gosh, if I can get 2 levels a day on average, that'd be great. But I know that the amount is going to keep going down, 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 down. As the skill level gets higher, and it requires more skills to keep leveling up. But what ifs? Yeah. I mean, yeah, if I had infinite money, I could just go to the shop, buy food, eat the food, get some, like, health and or rune points back, use item, increase skill point. Yeah. Gosh, if only I could transfer my Rune Factory 1 money to this game. Just give Celia like 1,000,000 G's, like, you're gonna find someone named Rune. Give him the money. I do like that Rune Factory does have the thing of meeting the old characters again. It's nice, it's cute. And like I said, I like it. So, alright, go to Staples for 3 things. Controller, headset, tablet. Right. I'm out of stuff. Okay, good night. Yeah, speeding up the game makes it save faster. How?